has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I like to stay active. I try to come in here at least 3 times a week and just get my 1-hour workout in. Since September, I think I've put on 22 pounds of muscle. I think my vertical has gone up plus 5 inches. I've gotten a lot faster since then too. I can hit the ball further. In football, I can push people around more. It's basketball easier too. Just being stronger just makes everything easier.
Brandon started with gym rats basketball training. After one of the sessions, he came up to me and he wanted to know if he could do more. So Brandon started the EDGE program in November, in addition to the club training he was doing, because it offers personalized programming for his athletic goals. PSN Performance uses a long-term athletic development pyramid. At such a young age, it's really good for Brandon to set the foundation of athletic development. Since he is in season all year round, he has to be ready for all the physical demands. So he does a lot more strength training, just because in basketball he sprints and cuts a lot. In baseball he's doing a lot of sprinting. In football he does a lot of sprinting and jumping. So preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
I just want to be the best in basketball. So I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me. So I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels. We did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
Rockies has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here!
Our football team haven't won a sectional title in 32 years.
There's no team better than us if we just do our job.
Nobody really want to lose no more.
All you want is greatness. You want me 1, 2, 3?
This is the game that's been on my calendar all year.
We gonna need to stand discipline.
We a whole different Northside team.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Good evening and welcome to high school football here on SummitCitySports.com. Shane Albarani, the voice of the Fort Wayne Comets, calling his last football game here this season because hockey season begins here in a couple of weeks. So for my swan song, I got my man here, Hunter Sosenheimer, who's going to take over for me, I believe, next week.
Absolutely.
And we are out here at Spooler Stadium, and it is rivalry week. It is the Battle of Spooler Stadium here tonight as the Northrop Bruins taking on the number 3 ranked Snider Panthers here tonight. The Snider Panthers, they are just rolling. They have won 4 in a row. They are coming off a drubbing of Wayne last week, 49-7, a game you heard right here on SummitCitySports.com. And the Northrop Bruins, of course, going in the opposite directions. They are losers of 4 straight. They are 1-5 this season. They're coming off a 35-10 loss to Lures last week at home, and coming off before that, it was a heartbreaking 24-17 overtime loss at Concordia. So, well, all things considered here, we do know you have to play the game, but on paper, we know right now this is a lopsided game for the Snider Panthers.
Absolutely. Snider is absolutely rolling right now. As you mentioned, 5-1 on the year with their tremendous quarterback in Luke Hoppard. Also using the running game a lot with Uriah Buchanan and Langston Lavelle. But we saw an outstanding special teams game there from Snider last week with Kamari Juarez returning 2 punts to the end zone. One was a 90-yard and one was a 75-yard, I do believe. So an outstanding game there from him, special teams, and all the way around there for Snider. And as you mentioned, Northrop coming into this one at 1-5 on the year. Under first-year head coach in Quentin Bowen was actually an assistant here for head coach in Kurt Tittman of the Snider Panthers last year. Did some offensive coordinator throughout his years with Snider. So a little reunion game here for Northrop's head coach in Quentin Bowen. And a reunion game here for us as well, as you're a Northrop alum, I'm a Snider alum, so we'll make it all happen here tonight.
But with all due respect, Hunter, when did you graduate from Snider?
2019.
Okay, I have got shoes older than you, my man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, Snider-Northrop, it is a great rivalry. You know what? In every sport, I've been around this rivalry really since I was a little kid, so you're talking 40 years here. And any sport, when these two teams play, it is always a dogfight. But, in football, historically, it has been lopsided. But if you look at other sports, Northrop probably has the edge.
Yeah, absolutely. Snider in the last 35 years that Snider and Northrop have faced off with each other, as they face off with each other in the Class 5A playoffs, Snider is 40-4 against Northrop there in the
that's depressing.
What they quote unquote call the rivalry game. But the last meeting that these two squads took place last year, October 29th, in the sectional game, Snider only ended up winning that game by 4 points, 21-17. So we could be in for something tonight. You never know until the teams take the field. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, of course, Northrop, they're a 6A school. Snider in 5A. These two teams used to play in the sectional, but of course, that's not possible right now as it is. But the Snider Panthers, they are third ranked in Class 5A. They are starting to rev up, of course, for that postseason run, even though we've got still 3 weeks left in the regular season. But they're eyeing, if you eye that sectional, if you take a look the rest of Snider's schedule, well, they're going to probably blow through the last end of the schedule here. And if you're looking at that sectional, they have got Dwenger and they have got Northside. So they are going to have to be postseason ready for those two schools, because I'm sure the Northside Legends want another crack at them.
Oh, yeah, Northside is absolutely rolling right now. As you mentioned, they beat Homestead 50-49 last week, but Snider does play Bishop Dwenger next week. So a little preview there in that sectional as Snider holds the second place spot in the Summit Athletic Conference, right behind Carroll, who is 6-0 and will take on the Homestead Spartans tonight. So Snider looking to finish off the season strong as they head into postseason play.
Yeah, and you take a look at the SAC right now. It is Carroll's to lose. They are 6-0 on the season. They took care of Snider in the opening week of the regular season, and that may have been enough to get them the victory belt, which we have here tonight, because three-way tie last year. Snider's getting their chance with it here this evening, but the Carroll Chargers, they could be taking that home here in a couple of weeks with the Snider Panthers still alive. They are one game back, so I'm sure they are going to be Homestead Spartans fans here tonight, because another good rivalry, Carroll and Homestead. But Homestead, they're back on their heels. They've lost 3 straight.
Yeah, absolutely. I was listening to the preview show of 1380 The Fan. Brett Rump was on the mic there with Chad Zolman, the head coach of the Homestead Spartans, and he's keeping his kids rolling there over at Homestead, as you have to do after their 1-point heartbreaking loss to Northrop or to Northside last week. They've lost 3 really, really close games. Well, I guess 2 really close games. Snider took great care there of Homestead, beating them 49-7. But them and Carroll and Northside. So the Carroll game tonight against Homestead will be a great one, great test there for the Spartans out at Homestead High School.
Yeah, because this is probably the last test for Carroll as well, as they'll be going through the bottom half of the Summit City Conference for their remaining 3 games. So looking at the standings in the SAC, Carroll 6-0 on the season. The Snider Panthers, they are in second place. The Bishop Dwenger Saints and the Northside Legends 4-2. And again, 2 very good football teams. They've lost two games, and it's a shame because they are actually better than that. And then you got Bishop Lure and Homestead right now at a 500 mark, 3-3. Concordia 2-4, Wayne 2-4. Northrop 1-5, and the Southside Archers at 0-6. And you look at that 1-5 record for the Northrop Bruins. And of course, you try and find any type of good news, but it's very difficult. Even though they've got that 1 win, and Northside or Southside has lost 6 games, Northrop has the fewest points this season, only 72 points, and they have given up 190. So we know this Snider offense is pretty potent. We saw what they did last week at Wayne. They pretty much dismantled the Generals in every facet of the game, because Wayne, they came out and they scored on their opening drive, and we thought, hey, look at this. Wayne might be here to give the Snider Panthers a run, but they quickly squashed that idea as they rattled off 48 straight points.
Right, exactly. So Snider looking to start it off with their power offense. As I mentioned, their special teams game was on point last week, and Snider doing great things offensively there under QB and Luke Hopper. He is 58 of 90 and 753 yards through the air, 9 TDs and only 1 interception there for Hopper and the Panthers. So look for him to keep things rolling. They used the run game a lot as well last week with Uriah Buchanan and Langston Level there for Snider. So we'll see what kind of offense they roll with, as Wayne came out last week thinking that they were going to run with Lamarion Nelson and their star running back, but instead they went to their throwing game, and it kind of threw off Snider at the beginning of the game, but then Snider did adjust and ended up winning that game 49-7.
Yeah, and they were pretty much manhandling that Wayne offensive line, especially in the second half of that game. Even though they pretty much had it in hand, they did not let Wayne have any chance at all in the second half.
Yep. The Snider defense did come out strong, only gave up 7 points there on Wayne last week.
So every game we've had this year, with the exception of one that Hunter and I have been a part of, has had a running clock. It was that Wayne Bishop Lures game in week number 2, the only time we have managed to actually play all the way through and without the clock running down. Of course, you get to 35 points, an automatic running clock. And the last time we had Northrop, that's what happened. The Carroll Chargers here came into Spooler Stadium and handed the Northrop Bruins a big loss, and we had a running clock at halftime. So, again, you got to play the game, but we know this Snider team, and we also know it is a rivalry week. And I guess it's kind of hard to say a rivalry when you say that stat, 40 wins and 4 losses over the last 50 years, it seems like. So, Snider, even though Coach Tittman has much respect, but of course it's a rivalry, so he might not call off the dogs quite as soon as you might think.
Yeah, Coach Tittman loves to keep his dogs rolling, as he is only the second coach here in Snider franchise history behind Russ Isaacs, who is still on the sideline there for Snider. And this rival has become, as you mentioned, a little lopsided with Snider winning a lot of those games. So we'll see what happens here tonight at Spooler Stadium. As you mentioned, both of these squads share this turf, and Snider is the home squad here at Northrop tonight. So a little different condition.
And that's a tradition that has bothered me for 40 years. These two teams share it. I understand that they're going to be home and visitors, but switch on the scoreboard, not in the stands.
Yeah, exactly. The Northrop Bruin in the middle of the pitch, as you can see here out at Spooler. Both teams have hit the field. We're about a minute away from action. Our coin toss is getting ready to happen here out at Spooler. An outstanding environment here on homecoming night here for Snider. I want to give a shout out to athletic director Steve Zimbo, an outstanding host here out at Spooler Stadium for Snider High School.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Back live at Spooler Stadium on the campus of Northrop High School. Shane Alvarani, proud class of 1992 here at Northrop, here with my man Hunter Sosenheimer, class of 2019 here at Snider High School. So quite the disparity there in how old we are. But again, great. I want to thank Summit City Sports for letting me come out here all season long. Of course, this is my last football game before I return to the Coliseum for Comet Hockey. And I just want to thank Jeff Mahoney and everybody at Summit City Sports for allowing me to come on out here and do some high school football, something I haven't done in about a decade. And it is, even though we haven't had very, very competitive games, but we've had beautiful weather, like, again, we have here tonight. So just to be out here and be in the atmosphere of high school football, Friday night lights, even though the games haven't been that close, it has still been a lot of fun to do this.
Yeah, it's been a blast with you here, Shane. We thank you for coming out and joining us here on your off-season as we get ready for Comets Hockey. If you haven't checked them out, you got to get to the Coliseum to check the Comet Hockey team out. And it's been an outstanding year here thus far with you, Shane. Looking to take over for you next week and looking to hear you on the radio there for Comets Hockey.
Yeah, first regular season game on the road at Indy on the 21st, and then the home opener on the 22nd at the Coliseum against Cincinnati. You can hear all those games on WoWo Radio as we get to the coin toss here tonight. The Northrop Bruins, they win it. They defer to the second half. So that means that high-powered special teams unit of the Snider Panthers are going to be on the board or on the field first. And Kamari Juarez returned 2 punts for touchdowns last week against Wayne, and he is back there sitting at about the 10-yard line, waiting to return this one as the Northrop Bruins are going to kick it away here at Spooler Stadium. Jacob Gump, number 88, does the kicking duties here for the Northrop Bruins. Has the ball teed up at the 40. And we are ready to roll here at Northrop. Gump now readies everybody and comes up, strikes the ball, and it is going to be a low one. It's going to be fielded at the 20-yard line. That's Billingsley. Billingsley catches a block. He gets to the 40, and he takes 2 Bruins to the 45 with him. So great starting position for the Golden Black down there for the Snider Panthers.
Yeah, good return there from Kidro Billingsley to start it here for Snider. As Northrop, you would think they learned solid on the film last week that Juarez was taking kicks back, so they tried to kick it away from him, a little lopsided kick, but Billingsley able to bring it out here to the 44-yard line here for Snider, where Luke Hoppert and the Snider Panther offense will start it.
Empty set in the backfield for Hoppert. He has got 3 spread wide top of your screen. Here's a man going in motion. And here's the snap. It's going to be a pitch out to the far side. And another, it's a big gain here on this screen play. A big first down into Northrop territory. And that is Jordan Lee. A simple little play. So that was 80 Jordan Lee. Just went out there in the flat, took the easy ball, and took it right down the far sideline, deep into Northrop territory.
Yeah, taking a look at that one here on a replay. They just put Lee in motion, and he was able to move his way down the sideline, and there for Snider, getting good yards, and we'll put Snider here in the red zone here as Snider offense comes up 1st and 10.
Ball on the 21. And Hoppert looks like he's changing the play at the line. Takes the snap. He's going to fling it out to the far side. It is caught by Juarez. Juarez stays on his feet. Oh, just knocked out of bounds. Avoided a tackle. Actually high jumped a tackler. And it looks like he stepped out of bounds at the 10. Let's see where they do mark him down. I think that is going to be enough for a first down. Yes, indeed. So he gets inside the 10. And actually on the 11, so just no. We're still trying to figure out where the downs markers are going to be placed. Now they're going to just put them on the ground. It's going to be a 1st and goal for Snider. So just the 3rd play of this drive, and the Snider Panthers knocking on the door. Here is a pitch going out to the outside and drug out of bounds. That is Langston Lavelle.
Yeah, so Lavelle getting the start here for Snider at the running back position. We saw Uriah Buchanan a lot last week for Snider, so it looks like they're going to try to use those 2 backs in Buchanan and Level here for the Panthers, but a nice gain there for Level as he gets the running game going here for Snider and Buchanan in the backfield now here for the Panthers.
2nd and 5, 2nd and goal rather. Hoppert's going to go under center. And it's going to be a fake here. No, it's going to be a give. And getting into the end zone is number 20, Uriah Buchanan. Took 4 plays to get into the end zone. And it's 6-0 Snider. Talamenta's on to kick the extra point.
Snapping number 24. Blacking number 44, Landon Fry.
So a 5-yard run puts the Panthers up on the board. And now Talamenta's on to kick the extra one. It is up. And that is all the way through the goalpost, and that is good. So it is 7-0 Snider, just like that. And we kind of knew coming in that this might be a long night for the Northrop Bruins.
Yeah, as you mentioned in the pregame of the broadcast, Snider with that high power offense, taking it down the field. And as you see here, Uriah Buchanan just working his way into the end zone for the score there for Snider. 7-0 early, 10:56 left to go here in our first quarter. And we'll get to see the Northrop offense here on the field under QB and Keon Bates here for the Bruins.
Keon Bates, 5'11", 190 senior, will be at the helm, just like Hunter stated. And the Panthers on to kick it away. Talamentes to boot it. And it looks like that is Jaden Schmenk. Back deep for the Bruins, stands at the goal line. And of course, Talamentes has got a leg on him. He'll probably just shoot this one through the back of the end zone. So 7-0 Snider here. And we're just a little over a minute into this, so just a minute 4 seconds it took Snider to get on the board. Talamentes kicks. It's going to be a short one. That goes right through the wickets of one of the upbacks, but it's going to fall in the hands of Schmenk. And Schmenk goes to the 15 and doesn't quite get to the 20. So the Bruins will set up 1st and 10 just inside their own 20. All right, here comes Keon Bates and the Bruin offense. And they've got a long way to go here in their opening drive. So their first play from scrimmage, Northrop's going to huddle up.
So as we mentioned in our broadcast early on, head coach for Northrop and Quentin Bowman was the offensive coordinator for Snider last year, and he'll bring his offense out here with Bates under center.
High formation, play fake. Bates is going to throw it out. Has a man. It's caught. Just outside the 25-yard line. And holding that in is Matt Morgan, the senior. So Bates' first toss of the game is a completion. And it's a 9-yard gain.
So Morgan getting the first catch there for Northrop, picking up the close to a first down. It'll be 2nd down and a 1 here for the Bruins.
So the Bruins break the huddle, come to the line. Again, I formation the backfield. Bates under center. And here is the handoff to the far side. Bouncing over there is Freeman, and Freeman has nowhere to go, loses ground. So minus yardage there for Northrop. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and, about 6. So it's a 5-yard loss. So a passing situation here for Bates and the Bruins. He's 1 of 1, and he's going to get in the shotgun. 1 man in the backfield, 2 spread wide left. And they are going to hand it off. Oh, ball is on the ground, it looked like, and Bates is able to recover it. But it's still going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, so that Snider defensive line is something to look for here tonight. An explosive defensive line there for Snider, as we saw last week in their win against Wayne at number 99, Navon Warren, and number 7 in Will Kelso, as well as the linebacking core. Absolutely tremendous for Snider, and they force a 4 and out here, and Northrop will punt this one away.
So Northrop on to kick it away. And Juarez back there. Let's see if they kick away from. No, they're going to go right to him, but Juarez is going to have to chase after to the far side, reverses his field, goes to the 50, the 45, has a team of black shirts in front of him. Look at Juarez. We've got a penalty marker, and Juarez, they blow it dead. He wasn't even down. We had a marker at the Northrop 22. And this might be against Snider. I would expect maybe a hold or a clip perhaps, because they actually blew that play dead before Juarez was even down.
Yeah, from my view up here in the press box, I think we're going to get a hold here on the near side.
Oh, they're going to pick it up.
Nope, picking it up. So I believe they're going to re-kick it here. Or no, the Snider offense is going to come on the field.
Well, maybe they were just saying that Juarez's momentum had stopped.
Yeah,
but
that could be.
Yeah, I don't think he was down. He was still moving forward, it looked like, but the officials blew it dead. So Juarez may have been robbed of maybe another kick return for a touchdown. But the Snider offense sets up inside the red zone. Juarez fielded that ball at about his own 45-yard line. Here's a fake pitch. Hopert is going to have a man wide open on a little fade route. Juarez, it was maybe cheated out of that touchdown on the punt return, but he gets it back.
Yeah, taking a look at this one more time here on our Traction Athletic Performance replay. The fake pitch there from Hopper to the running back and finds Juarez over top there for the score. And Snider up 13-0. Nick Talamentes will come on to kick the extra point here for the Panthers.
So 5 plays, 2 touchdowns.
Tremendous.
5 offensive plays by Snider. They've got 13 points on the board. And Talamentes to kick the extra one. And he drills it. That's 14-0 Snider, and we will take a break.
Sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Back live at Spooler Stadium. Shane Albarani and Hunter Sosenheimer with you here tonight. Right now, here in the first quarter, it is all Snider. 14-0 Panthers as Talamentes to rip it down the length of the field. It's going to be caught at about the 10-yard line, and the Bruins are getting close to the 30-yard line, and that was Jelante Hinton fielding the football. So the Bruins put their offense on the field for the second time here tonight. They went 3 and out in their first drive. The 29-yard line, that's where the ball will be placed, and it's 1st and 10 with 8:48 to go here in the first quarter. Bruins again taking their time getting this first play in.
As the sun is starting to set here at Spooler.
We can almost see. The game is it's a bit of a rumor right now because we really can't see it. So here's a quick pitch to the far side, and taking the football. Looks like Tavon Freeman kind of got caught up high there on the tackle. Gets taken out of bounds, gets a couple of yards, or maybe not. Oh, they don't even give him an inch. So Freeman getting to the line of scrimmage. So no gain, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, this is my 3rd time here at Spooler this week, and I've only had to deal with the sun for maybe like 10 minutes. This is the longest I've dealt with the sun all week. Calling soccer both times here at Northrop this week, and the sun is moving down, and the Northrop
looking to Freeman. Oh, look at this. Lowers the shoulder on the linebacker and gets maybe an extra yard out of that, but a good looking run there by Freeman. And it makes it 3rd and about 2 and change, it looks like.
Yeah, so 3rd and 2 here for Northrop as their offense is looking to stay on the field. We'll see what Keon Bates and the Northrop offense has in store against this great defensive line here from Snider.
Snider snacking up the line of scrimmage. And here is another fumble on the exchange, and I think Snider may have gotten this one. And it is Snider football. So the last time the Bruins had a third down, Bates fumbled the football, was able to recover it, but not so lucky there. And we saw from last week, the Snider defensive line, they bust through it, and they don't give you much time at all. And like I said, there was just an issue with the exchange there because there was a black shirt on Bates right away. And it's a turnover, and the Panthers will take the field inside Northrop territory on the 33.
Yeah, looking at that here on our Traction AP performance replay. Looks like the defensive tackle in Will Kelso was able to come up there with a recovery for Snider. So 7:56 left here to go. Luke Hopper and the Snider offense back on the field here once again.
14-0 Snider looking to add to their lead. Here's a little snap pass to the far side to Juarez. And he holds it in. He is out of bounds, just shy of the first down. So it'll be a second and about 2 for Snider. And Hopper gets everyone to the line quickly, no huddle. And he'll take the snap. He is going to hand it off right up the middle. And that is...
The ball came out.
Oh, is it loose? Yeah, it's loose. And it looks like Northrop was able to recover. So the Bruins recover the fumble.
Yeah, looking at that one here on our Traction Athletic.
Again, very, very hard to see out here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like there were 4 shirts in there for Northrop. And coming up there with the fumble recovery. Looks like that was number 19 there for Northrop. Or, no, excuse me, number 18 there for Northrop.
Yeah, it looks like the ball was just ripped out of the hands of Lavelle. So the Bruins get a turnover. 2 teams swap fumbles here. And it's 1st and 10 from their own 27. I formation for Bates. Bates under center. And he is going to hand it off. And spinning around is Freeman. Hit at the line of scrimmage, but was able to twirl away, getting a few yards. Going to be a 2nd and 5, so a nice run there by Freeman.
Yeah, an exchange of fumbles here from both squads. So the Northrop offense now back on the field. That's a little momentum changer there for Northrop as they're going to look up to pick up momentum here. 2nd down and 6 here for the Bruins.
6:50 to go here in the opening quarter. 14-0 Snider. And the Bruins here looking at a 2nd and 6 from their own 30. Play fake. Bates going to take it himself. And Snider not fooled. No gain on the play. And it'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, that looked like a miscommunication there with Bates and the running back as we take a look at it here on our Traction Athletic Performance replay. Bates was looking to hand off to the left. His running back came to the right. So miscommunication there, and Bates was able to take it himself. Loss of 1 there, so it's going to be 3rd down and 7 here for Northrop.
So the Bruins breaking the huddle, getting to the line. Looking for their first down of this first quarter. And here's Bates. Play fake. Look out. He is drilled. The ball is out.
And he's caught it.
And they're going to say it was an incomplete pass. Oh yeah, I think that may have been a fumble. Blind side. Coming in untouched was a linebacker.
Yeah, let's look at it here on our Traction Athletic Performance replay. Looks like number 48 there for Snider comes down and it takes Bates out. And looks like the defensive lineman in number 99, Warren, came up with that, but they're going to call it incomplete. So it's going to be a 4th down here for Northrop, and they're going to punt this one away. A nice blindside hit there from Anthony Hernandez there for the Panthers.
So Juarez goes back deep along with Billingsley. Oh, bad snap. Takes Cup all the way back to the 5-yard line. Ball is still loose, and the Panthers are going to bring it into the end zone for a touchdown. Uriah Buchanan, a special teams touchdown by the Panthers. It was a bad snap over the head of Jacob Gump, and Gump did his best just to hang on to the football.
Yeah, that one just sailed right over Gump's head and was absolutely stripped out, and Buchanan dives into the end zone there for the score for the Panthers, puts them up 20-0, and then Nick Talamentes will come on to kick the extra point here for Snider. 5:34 left to go here in our first quarter.
20-0 Snider. Talamentes. It's not, he'll stay perfect. And it's 21-0 Snider, and we still have 5.5 to play here in the first quarter. And this Snider team, they are absolutely vicious. They are just unrelenting. They come at you at every corner, every turn. I can't see a weakness in this Snider team right now.
Yeah, Snider is absolutely rolling. After their loss to Carroll, they've been just moving, and getting on the winning side of columns, scoring points. They have strength everywhere. Special teams, as we mentioned, with Juarez kick returning. Their defensive line and linebacking core is absolutely tremendous. This is non-biased information here. I'm just saying that from being
no,
a Snider.
you're spinning facts, my friend.
And their offense, led by second-year QB and Luke Hoppert, just rolling.
Yeah, and it's hard to believe the Panthers are number 2 in offense in the SAC, not by much coming into tonight's game. The Panthers have scored 223 points coming into tonight's game, not counting the 21 points here tonight. Carroll came in at 225 points on the year. All right, the Panthers to kick it away as the Bruins have yet to break the 40-yard line of Snider here tonight. Talamentes skies this one. This is going to go out of bounds. So they'll take the penalty. And the Bruins go back on offense. So they have turned it over on a fumble and then a bad snap on a punt.
Yeah, and I just looked at that bad snap. So Jason Pierre-Louis just picked up an offer from Manchester University, was there on the strip, and then Buchanan with the score there for Snider to put them up 21-0 here, 5:34 left to go. And we will get to see Bates and the Northrop offense here once again in our first quarter.
All right, the Bruins trying to get something rolling here as Bates goes under center, 1st and 10. And Bates is going to roll out, being pursued. We got a flag on the play, throws it down the field, it's caught. And the Bruins get into Snider territory, but let's check the flag. It was thrown in the backfield as Bates was being pursued heavily. And maybe we got a face mask or a hold. Yep, face mask on Northrop. And this one's coming back. So a big gainer negated. And the Bruins going in the opposite direction. So the flag was thrown at the 29-yard line. And they will walk this off. It was a 1st and 10 from the 35. And we're going to go all the way back to the 20. So it is going to be a first and the parking lot for the Northrop Bruins, because that's how far they got to go.
Yeah, we've seen that quite a few times.
Yeah, we have. Nothing beats the 4th and 43 that we saw at Leo. Never in my life.
Looks like they're going to mark it at 1st and 25 here on the scoreboard to the right of us here out at Spooler here on this beautiful Friday evening.
Bates will toss it a little bit behind Freeman, but he's able to pick it up, and he is taken back for another loss. Could not get a seam there. And frustration already setting in Tavon Freeman's. So Rohrbacher with the tackle. And the ball on the 16-yard line. So it's a 2nd and 29 for Northrop.
Uh-oh. A little calling out here in the student section. It's never a good thing.
Great atmosphere here at Spooler Stadium. Here we're sitting in the middle of the student section here for the Snider Panthers. And it looks like the Bruins are going to take a timeout, so we will do the same.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
All right, the Bruins, second and forever. 29 yards, that's what they need. Bates, empty backfield. He is going to step up in the pocket, avoids one tackle. He's going to tuck it himself. He's got some real estate in front of him, and he gets it to about the 25-yard line. So ducking and diving there was Keon Bates, and he was able to get loose and gets the Bruins a little bit closer to that first down marker, but still a long way to go.
Yeah, a good, smart decision there by Bates, as the secondary for Snider was absolutely locked and loaded there on the receiving group of Northrop. So Bates just took that one underneath and was able to get positive yardage there for Northrop. Looks like he got 9 on the play, so it's going to be 3rd and 20 here for the Bruins.
So Bates looking to put the ball in the air again. There's one man to his right. Here's the snap. Low snap. He's going to pick it up. Rolls out to his right. Throws it away. And he had to get rid of that football. Matt Morgan was in the vicinity. And the Bruins will have to kick it away. Hopefully this one goes a little bit better than the last one. However, when you have got Juarez back there, the return man, remember, the first punt that he returned almost went for a touchdown. And the referee, I think, blew it down a little bit too soon. So I'm not sure if this really helps out any if they do get it away with Juarez and Billingsley standing at the 50-yard line. So Gump here has got max protection in front of him. Here's a snap. Oh, it's a high one again, but Gump is able to bring it in. Gets off a nice kick. That is going to drive Juarez back to the 30. Now he gets to the 40, the 50, down the far sideline. Juarez breaks a tackle and gets to the 25-yard line. What a kick returner this Juarez kid is. And I know you're in on the commitments and who's recruiting them. This guy has got a future just returning kicks.
Oh, yeah, he is absolutely tremendous as he plays receiver as well here for Snider. But just watch this return. He catches it on the back end of himself, gets through one person, two person. He breaks another tackle there as well and broke a third one and is finally then brought down. Kamari Juarez, an outstanding kick returner, and that's going to be a huge weapon come playoff time here for head coach Kurt Timmon and the Snider Panthers.
Yeah, to be driven that far back to take your momentum the other direction. Incredible kick return by Juarez. So it's a 1st and 10 for Snider on the Northrop 27. And Hopperty is going to take it himself. And actually, we have a new, it looked like taking the direct snap there was Billingsley.
Yep. Kieran Billingsley, the backup QB here for Snider. As we saw this last week as well, kind of a wildcat running formation here for the Panthers. He played a little QB last week in their win against Wayne.
So it's a 2-yard gain. And now the Snider Panthers slowing things down a bit. They go to the huddle. And Billingsley back in at quarterback. Looks like he has Veazey in the backfield. He'll give it to the sophomore. He goes to left side. And he's taken down inside the 20, just shy of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
Yeah, another thing about Veazey he is a state champion or a state runner-up wrestler as a freshman last year. He ran up into state last year in wrestling. So an outstanding wrestler. They got him out here on the football field, and he is running here for Snider. But Lavelle back in the game here for the Panthers as it's going to be a 3rd and 3 here for Snider.
All right, Billingsley in a quarterback. Play fake. He's going to roll out to his right, toss it to a wide open man at the goal line, and it is a touchdown. So the Panthers 4 scores here in the first quarter. We've got 2 minutes yet to go here in the first frame. And Snider Panthers lighten up the scoreboard. They might have to change the light bulbs in that puppy after tonight. So Talamentes on to kick the extra point, 3 of 3. Here is the snap. Kick is up, and it is good. 4 of 4 is Talamentes.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that here one more time. That touchdown here on our Traction Athletic Performance replay. As you see, Kieron Billingsley, the QB, in for Snider, finds Jack Lengus over top the tight end here for the Panthers. 6'3", 185 as a junior. So that's another weapon that we haven't heard much of this year. But Jack Lengus there with the catch for the Panthers and gets them to a 28-0 lead here. 2 minutes left to go in our first quarter.
Yeah, just when you think they don't have anything left in the toolbox, I mean, they pull out a 6'3", 185-pound tight end and just haul it in a touchdown grab from the backup quarterback. And Talamentes set to kick it away again. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 28-0 Snider, and remember, 35 points is what you need to get to a running clock. Talamentes to kick it away, teed up on the 40-yard line. And it's up, and Talamentes again angles this one to the far sideline. It gets into the end zone. So that will be a touchback. And the Bruins will take over at their own 20. Northrop has yet to get past, the 35, really, in their own territory here. Bruins did have one big game that got them into Snider territory on their side of the field, but it was called back to a face mask penalty. All right, Bruins in their white jerseys here tonight. It's set, Bates under center. Here's the snap. They're going to give it to Freeman, and Freeman is wrapped up at the 20. And looks like maybe a loss. Well, they'll give him a yard. So it'll be 2nd and 9. Beautiful sunset here at Spooler Stadium on the campus of Northrop High School. Of course, both of these teams have shared this stadium since the early 70s, since the Northrop Bruins came into the league in 1970, I believe.
So that means they shared it when I was here as well.
That's right. They have shared it ever since, since I was around. So here is the handoff. And big dog pile, and it's getting moved forward.
What a battle.
Still, what a scrum. Are we in Australia? That was great. Everybody getting in there. Little rugby play there, and it's a 3rd down.
Little rugby action there with the offensive line and defensive line from both squads trying to push the back forward, and it looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 3 here for Northrop as we're winding down the end of the first quarter. 40 seconds left here to go.
All right, 3rd and manageable here. The Bruins still looking for their first down of the game. Only 30 seconds left in the quarter. And here's the snap and whistles.
Delay of game.
So just when the Bruins seem like they get something cooking, And it's a 5-yard penalty. Delay game. So that knocks him back another 5 yards. So now the Bruins will take a little extra time here, getting set here on this 3rd and 8. Down to 12 seconds on the play clock. And Bates under center. Here is the snap. Going to hand it off to Freeman. Dives forward. Maybe gets the line of scrimmage. But again, another punting situation for the Bruins. And that should take us down to our first break of the night. Just 8 seconds left to go, and I think the Bruins won't have to run another play. Yep, so that'll do it for the first quarter, and it's been all Snider, 28-0. We will be back. Or wait a second.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Okay, the Bruins to kick it away. Jacob Gump back at the 6-yard line. Low snap this time, picks it up, and he will spiral one. And that is going to be grabbed by Juarez. Juarez breaks a tackle. Look at this little stutter step at the 45, still on his feet, gets to the 40. What an effort by Juarez. Got crowded, a little shake and bake there, trying to get loose, but good coverage by the Bruins that time. They were able to bottle him up.
Yeah, here on a replay, a nice block there on the outside as Juarez took that catch. Number 16 there in Demarius Stevens on the hit to block that one off there for Juarez. And as you see, the beautiful return there by Kamari Juarez gets Snider to the 40-yard line, and they'll bring the offense back on the field. And looks like Luke Hopper is going to make his way back on the field here for Snider.
Billingsley took over on that last drive, and same result, touchdown. So the Panthers have scored on every offensive possession with the exception of one when they fumbled the football. Empty backfield for Hopper. He'll take it. Goes right across the middle. Boy, he put some pepper on that one. And the receiver could not bring it in, but we have seen that gun that Hopert has, and he put just a lot on that football. And the intended target was number 80, Jordan Lee.
Yeah, Madison there to bring Lee down, so he didn't get a hold of that one. So it's going to be a 2nd down and a 10 here for Snider.
Just underway here in the second quarter. 28-0 Panthers. And here is the snap. Hand off. Going over to the far side, and good defense there by the Bruins. That was Lavelle on the carry, but he was gobbled up. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, level with the run there for Northrop, for Snider, and Northrop on the stop there, so only a 2-yard gain. So Snider is going to face its first 3rd and long here tonight, as it's going to be a 3rd and 8 here for the Snider Panther offense. 11 minutes left to go here in our second quarter.
All right, Hopert and the Snider offense looking at a 3rd and long. has Buchanan in the backfield. 3 spread wide here, bottom of your screen. Here's the snap. Hopert looking over the middle. Now he is going to go downfield. Has a man, but overthrew Juarez. Incomplete.
Yeah, nice coverage there down there on the field by Jaden Schmink, able to block off Juarez. So it's going to be a 4th down here for Snider, and they're in a...
They're going to go for it.
Yeah, they're in a weird spot. Ball at the 38-yard line.
Little out of Talamantes' range for a field goal, but not by much.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
if you gave him a chance, I think he could probably hit it from here.
Oh, yeah, last year in the opening game against Northside, hit that game-winning 49-yard field goal. So he has some range, but Hopper and the offense are going to stay back on the field here for Snider.
Hopper takes the snap, back to pass, throws it out here and overthrows Juarez again. And the Panthers will turn it over on downs. Looked like that ball actually slipped out of his hands as he was letting it go.
So the Northrop defense comes up with a stop there. So their offense is going to come on the field here with a little bit of momentum. 10:37 left to go here in our second quarter. And we'll get to see Bates and the Bruins offense for the 1 millionth time, it feels like, here tonight.
All right, Bates, 1 man in the backfield. 1st and 10 for Northrop on their own 38. Here's the snap and the give. And maybe a yard or 2 on that carry. So it's a 2-yard gain. And it's 2nd and 8. And it was Barksdale Wilson getting his first carry of the night. So another weapon in there for Northrop. Bates in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Gonna fake it. Go around to the far side. Gets pushed to the sideline. Gets knocked out shy of the yard to gain. Or the line to gain. And it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, nice keep there by Bates as we take a look at it here on our Traction Athletic Performance replay. Delivers a little stiff arm there. I like that from Bates. Able to get some yardage there. That's going to be 3rd down and 3 here for the Northrop offense.
Bates under center. Takes it. Gonna hand it off. And down at the 40-yard line is Barksdale Wilson. Had nowhere to go with it. It's a loss, and it's 4th down. And it looks like Northrop will kick it away.
And nearly 7 to the Bruins. That punting situation once again. Checking in the return to punt, number 1.
So the Bruins again unable to break into Snider territory. Juarez and Billingsley goes back deep, and Gump stands at the 25. Here's the snap. Gump hauls it in. Low kick. Juarez back at the 25. Juarez turns on the Jets right up the middle of the field, looking for some help. Hits the 50, the 40. Juarez still on his feet. He is going to bust this one all the far sideline. Touchdown, Snider. And you knew it was a matter of time before Juarez broke one. Almost had one on the first return of the game, but we have got a flag back at the 50.
Yeah, and from my live view down here, we had a little bit of a pushing match here down below, and I think this flag is going to fall on to Northrop for an unsportsmanlike conduct, but we'll see which way they rule it here.
Yeah, they'll have a conference, but another absolutely electric run by Juarez. Let's see if we can pick something up here on the replay. It happened at the bottom of the screen there, so not sure if we were able to get it. But they're going to have a conference here, and maybe it's an offsetting penalty.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that replay once the call is made here by the officials at midfield. As Juarez, as you mentioned, with another beautiful return here for Snider. And
It'd be about a 60-yard return, I think. And we're still having discussion right at midfield. Both teams giving the officials an opportunity to talk this one over. 8:12 to go here in the half. It's 28-0 Snider. And now we get a ruling. Yep, offsetting. One on Northrop, one on Snider. It is a touchdown.
Yeah, so we'll take a look at it here on our Traction Athletic Performance replay. I think I caught a little bit of it at the bottom here on your screen. Let's stop it right here, as you see right beside the second quarter marker. Number 15 for Northrop and number 16 for Snider. And Landon Hirsch for Northrop and number 16 and Stevens for Snider. Both got into one there, but Juarez with an absolutely beautiful return there for Snider to pick up the score. 34-0. 8:12 left here to go in our second quarter.
Salamentes on to kick the extra one. Here is the snap. Kick is up. Oh, did this get through? No, it is no good.
Extra point is no good.
So it keeps the game at 34-0 with 8:12 to go. We'll take a break.
Sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Back at Spooler Stadium, where Talamentes, this is the rare extra point that keeps it at 34-0. And we need 35-0 in the second half for a running clock. And so 1 point away from that as Talamentes to kick it away.
And getting the accurate numbers there on that return, that was a 72-yard return there by Kamari Juarez for the score for the Panthers. And that's what makes it 34-0.
And the football will roll out of the back of the end zone. It's a touchback. And the Bruin offense back out on the field. All right, the Bruins get set in the huddle. Another beautiful night here for football. Of course, Spooler Stadium just a throw away from Smith Field, so you see all the planes coming in. So it's a pretty neat sight here.
Yeah, so next week when you leave, it'll be freezing cold. I'll have to deal with it.
Well, I'll be inside of a comfy Memorial Coliseum starting next week as we're set to start training camp for the Comets. And here's the handoff to Barksdale Wilson, and it's no gain on the play. And it's 2nd and 10 as Bates runs over to the sideline, getting the play in. Second and 10 from the 20. And Bates in the shotgun, takes the snap, going to throw the ball, steps up, gets away from one tackler. Does he get away from the second one? Yes, he does. Look at this scramble. Bates to the far side, flings it through the middle of the field. It's caught at the 35-yard line, and that's going to be the first down of the night for Northrop. Great scramble there by Bates. Throws it across his body to the middle of the field, and it is a completion and a first down.
Yeah, so Bates using his feet here tonight has made himself out of so many scribbles here tonight. Oh,
Sorry,
we
Hunter.
got a flag. A holding. Oh, that replay doesn't need to be shown. It'll be a holding on Northrop, so they're going to bring this one back.
And another big gain. Second one of the night. It would have gone for a first down. And it's minus yardage for Northrop. And it's 2nd and 20.
But we'll still give props to Keon Bates.
That's right. That was a terrific scramble, no matter what.
He has been moving his feet tonight here for Northrop.
Bates on the goal line now. He is going to roll out with it, has a man open, and it is caught. And we're getting to the 20-yard line and out of bounds. And that was Matt Morgan on the reception.
Yeah, so looking at it, Morgan was just left wide open there as the secondary cornerback peeled off to take the inside guy. And they get the close to a first down. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 here for Northrop.
So another long 3rd down for Northrop. 34-0 Snider. And Bates will take the snap. And he'll keep it himself, but nothing doing. Snider defense not fooled. And it's 4th and long. So Northrop will have to kick it away, and look who comes back down on the field. But number 3, Juarez. So let's see if they try and kick it away from him. But Juarez actually, he's been able to field the football from any spot. So I'm not really sure what Billingsley's even doing back there.
Yeah, even showing it when he's moving from side to side, even when he has the ball in his hands. So Juarez doing some nice movement. He has Billingsley back there with him, and Gump being used for the millionth time here tonight. They're going to kick it away from him this time, and it's going to get to the 48-yard line and roll out of bounds.
So the Panthers will start up just outside the Northrop side of the field. With 6:12 to go here in the first half, it has been all Snider.
Yeah, an outstanding environment out here, out at Spooler Stadium, as Snider is the home squad and Northrop on the away side as well. The Snider student section just right below us. A tremendous atmosphere here on a homecoming night here out at Spooler Stadium for the Snider Panthers. 6:12 left to go. They're up 34-0 here as we get set, and Luke Hoppert will bring the Snider offense back on the field.
All right, Hoppert back in the shotgun, back out on the field, and here is the snap. It is going to be a handoff. And getting stacked up about the 48-yard line of Northrop. And I believe that was Lavelle. Yep, Lavelle on the carry. Or Level, excuse me. And it's going to be a 2nd and 6 for the Panthers.
I want to point that run out here on our Traction Athletic Performance replay as you see him get side up there, and Brandon Stuckey comes in with the push for Level to get him forward just a little bit. Shout out to the offensive lineman, Brandon Stuckey. An outstanding young kid picking up some offers.
Here's the snap. Billingsley here on an end around. Gets the first down and a little bit more. Runs into a crowd. And he gets to about the 25-yard line.
And look at that offensive line for Snider. Let's take a look at that end round here one more time on our Traction Athletic Performance replay. Before Hoppert begins the next play, he just gives it off to Billingsley, and you see the Snider offensive line just pushing their way up the field. Shout out to the big offensive line there from Snider. Gets them the first down here. Snider will have it on the 25-yard line.
Hoppert has a Level in the backfield. He is going to give it to the big running back. Goes to the right side off tackle. Gets upended as he crosses into the red zone. And that was Jalen Williams, the outstanding defensive back for Northrop, stepping up and making the stop. And the Panthers have got it 1st and 10 from, or excuse me, 2nd and 4. That's getting ahead of myself. Hopper taking the snap. Play fake, going over to the left side. Tosses it forward. It is caught and into the end zone. Rumbles. Number 15, Lincoln Firks. And let's see if the Panthers go for 2 here to make up for the missed extra point. But they have the game at hand here already at 40-0. They're just going to go for 1. So 4:11 to go here in the first half. And it's been all Snider. Talamantes for the extra one. That one he drains. And it's 41-0. Snider.
And we'll take a look at here at that touchdown one more time here on our Traction Athletic Performance replay as Luke Hopper putting the tight ends to use here tonight. Finds Lincoln Firks right over the middle, coming in on the crossing route to get the score there for Snider. The second touchdown by the tight ends here tonight from Snider. So they're putting something other than the receivers and the backs to use, which is always a good sign to see here for Snider. Up 41-0. 4:11 left here to go in our second quarter as Talamantes will come on to kick it away here once again for our Snider as you take a look across the way at that beautiful sunset there with the planes flying away across the way here out at Spooler Stadium. Always an outstanding sight to see, especially with that sun being down across the way.
Beautiful sight here tonight. Not so much for the Northrop Bruins, down 41-0, and the Panther offense calling a lot of different numbers here tonight as well. A lot of different guys getting touches here. As Talamantes will kick it away. Ball teed up at the 40. And Talamantes is going to allow a return here. It is fielded into the touch or into the end zone went Schmeck, and that is going to be an automatic touchback. So it looked like he was going to have a return there, but he had a foot in the end zone.
Yeah, it looks like some great games going on around the area. Once again, to stay with us at our halftime break, we'll break down the scoreboard here on our Parkview Sports Medicine halftime show as it's rivalry week in the Summit Athletic Conference. Also, some great games going on around the area in the NEA, NECC, and the ACAC. We'll take a look at those scores at our halftime break here out at Spooler Stadium.
Bates in the Bruin offense, 1st and 10. Here's a handoff right up the gut. And another big dog pile as everybody coming together and just moving around. That's going to be about an 8-yard gain for Northrop.
Yeah, and that's what you love to see in a rivalry week. Both teams just pushing at each other. That's why they call it rivals for a reason. Both defensive and offensive lines putting some work in here tonight as we got 3:30 left here to go in our second quarter.
It's a 2nd and 2 for Northrop. Here is the handoff, and Bates is not going to get there. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Looks like Jack Lengus and Lucas Rohrbacher on the stop there for Snider. Rohrbacher, the leading tackler here for the Panthers, 57 tackles on the year coming into this one here for the Panthers. An outstanding linebacker there for Snider. So it's going to be another 3rd down here for Northrop. 3rd and 2, 2:55 left here to go in our second quarter.
All right, Bates goes under center, and look at that. It's the Panthers getting the backfield, and it was literally a 1-yard drop to hand the ball off, and Bates almost didn't get it away. And it's 4th down.
Man, this defensive line here for Snider is absolutely tremendous, shutting down the run here tonight.
And the Panthers will keep the defense on the field because Northrop's going to go for this. The Bruins have yet to get a 1st down here tonight. They've had 2 would-be, but they were both called back due to penalties. And now Bates hurries everybody to the line, gets under center. Here is the handoff. And going to be just shy of the first down, it looks like. And let's see here where they mark it. It may be a good spot. Yeah, they're going to give them the first down.
So Northrop going.
Yeah, Freeman on the carry.
Yeah, Northrop trying to switch things up here. They were going with the inside run a lot, and then finally just went with the outside run, and they're able to pick up enough for the first down. 1:45 left here to go. Northrop with the ball, 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line.
Northrop, they've got 2 timeouts to work with here. Ball on their own 30. And Bates under center. He's going to throw the ball. And it's caught.
Oh.
Now it's going to be out of bounds. It's Matt Morgan doing some acrobatics there, able to bring it in, but could not get the feet down inbounds. And it is 2nd and 10. That will stop the clock with a $1:26.
So Morgan doing the receiving here for Northrop. Have heard his name a lot tonight here on the receiving end for the Bruins. Almost had an outstanding catch there as he fell right in front of the Snider sideline.
Well, he caught it, just didn't count.
Yeah.
Let's give him credit. Here's the handoff. Up the middle goes Freeman. Leans forward, gets a pair. And I'll bring up 3rd down. So 3rd and 8.
And Tittman on the tackle. Usually you see the Tittmans at Bishop Dwenger, but this is Coach Tittman's son here out at Snider making some plays there on the offensive end. Number 46, Sawyer Tittman with the stop there for the Panthers.
Bates under center, going to roll out to his right. Throws it out, and it's going to be incomplete. It was caught, but again, out of bounds.
Schmink was the intended receiver there. Almost had the exact same style of catch that Morgan did here near side. Just went the other way, and it looks like the punting unit is going to come on here for head coach Quentin Bowen. And the Northrop Bruins has 38 seconds left here to go, as Juarez and Billingsley will be back to return here once again for Snider.
41-0 Snider. Juarez already has 1 return kick for a touchdown.
Not to throw time off, but I think this is the quickest first half I've ever done. Hopefully this 38 seconds doesn't go. So
yeah, you just jinxed us. And here you go, a timeout. Way to go.
So a timeout called there by Northrop. 38 seconds left here to go. As we mentioned, stay here tuned in for our halftime break as we'll go through some scores around the area. As I mentioned, rivalry week and the Summit Athletic Conference, also scores from the NE8 and ECC and the ACAC as well. You can see most of those games live on SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. Like and follow our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, doing some outstanding coverage in all sports around the area as we got volleyball wrapping the regular season up next week. Just wrapped the regular season up in soccer, so we're going to be covering some sectionals next week in soccer, and we'll let you know what is happening around the area here at our halftime break with the Parkview Sports Medicine halftime show.
4th and 7 for Northrop. Punting unit is on. Jacob Gump backs up. Stands at the 17-yard line. Here's the snap, low one. Picks it up on a short hop. Drills it. And Billingsley is going to catch this one being pursued. He got a man on his back, and he is drugged back near the 30-yard line.
And something to note about these returners is they don't use the fair catch as much. Billingsley and Juarez, if there's somebody right in their face, they're going to try to take it any chance they can get. But as you see there, Billingsley took that one and was dragged down by a Northrop player. 27 seconds left here to go in our second quarter. I imagine Snider will just take a knee and end the first half here.
So as it sits 41-0, that means again another running clock for this broadcast crew coming up in the second half.
Man, we've been lucky.
You know what? You jinxed us there in the timeout, Hunter, so I'm going to jinx us and say there's a shutout going on right now. So that's what it looks like. We're just going to have a kneel down by Hoppert. And the Snider Panthers can make their way to the locker room. I know the clock stopped at 20 seconds.
Uh-oh. Or nope, the clock scoreboard's just off
okay,
over
so
here.
there we go. All right, it was stopped at 20 seconds. Thought maybe we had a timeout there, but that is going to do it for the first half, and it was an electric offensive performance by the Snider Panthers, putting on a clinic out here at Spooler Stadium. So it's 41-0, and we are going into halftime. So I will send it on over to Hunter.
And we'll come back here at our halftime break, 41-0. Snider, there's a 20-minute halftime on the board as it is homecoming night here out at Spooler Stadium for the Snider Panthers. So we're going to take a break, a 7-minute break, and we'll come back here with some scores around the area and some analysis here live on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I like to stay active. I try to come in here at least 3 times a week and just get my 1-hour workout in. Since September, I think I've put on 22 pounds of muscle. I think my vertical has gone up plus 5 inches. I've gotten a lot faster since then too. I can hit the ball further. In football, I can push people around more. It's basketball easier too. Just being stronger just makes everything easier.
Brandon started with Jim Rath's basketball training. After one of the sessions, he came up to me and he wanted to know if he could do more. So Brandon started the Edge program in November, in addition to the club training he was doing, because it offers personalized programming for his athletic goals. PSN Performance uses a long-term athletic development pyramid. At such a young age, it's really good for Brandon to set the foundation of athletic development. Since he is in season all year round, he has to be ready for all the physical demands. So he does a lot more strength training, just because in basketball he sprints and cuts a lot. In baseball he's doing a lot of sprinting. In football he does a lot of sprinting and jumping. So preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
I just want to be the best in basketball. So I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me. So I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started,
She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels. We did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here.
Our football team haven't won a sectional title in 32 years.
There's no team better than us, and we just do our job.
Nobody really want to lose no more.
All you want is greatness. You want me 1, 2, 3?
This is the game that's been on my calendar all year.
We don't need it. Staying disciplined.
We a whole different Northside team.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
We are back here live from Spooler Stadium here on the campus of Northrop High School. Snider out to a 41-0 lead here at our halftime break over the Northrop Bruins. Let's go ahead and take a look at our scoreboard around the area as they take a look at the mighty Panther marching band there on the field for Snider. Looking at some scores in the SAC. Carroll is ahead 21-10 on Homestead. Bishop Dwenger and Bishop Luers in a nice contest there as Dwenger up 10-9 on Bishop Luers. Northside, my apologies, is up 21-0 on Southside, and Wayne up 14-6 on Concordia. Looking at the scores in the NE8, Leo up 27-6 on Huntington North. New Haven up 21-0 on Belmont. Columbia City up 35-7 on East Noble. And Norwell up 24-14 on DeKalb. And looking at another score, Angola up 7-0 on Mishawaka Marion. So let's go ahead and thank some of our sponsors that allow us to come out here and to do these ball games here with SummitCitySports.com. The Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook page for updated promotions, enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a friendly family environment at the Big Eyed Fish. DriveKelly.com is celebrating their 70th year in business. You can shop all of their 14 locations and brands at DriveKelly.com. Simple, transparent, reliable. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. At Outlaw Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit them at outlawcontracting.com. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area. From ages 5 to 18, our players are equipped with elite level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board together. We can reach the summit. Anderson Heat Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business needs. Visit them at andersoncoolheat.com. Are you ready to do what it takes to put your past behind you, whether it's expunging your criminal record or helping to get your driver's license reinstated? Jolie Law Firm is your answer. Sealco Cleaning and Restoration, providing top-notch commercial cleaning services, including genital well, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfection throughout the Northeast Indiana area. At the University of St. Francis, online degrees can be completed within 12 months. Visit them online at sf.edu. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it's game on. We are the region's fully specialized athletic care facility. Learn more by visiting parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports. Like and follow our Facebook page, Summit City Sports. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell to be notified of all of our live events as they do happen. Well, here at our halftime break, Snider up 41-0 here on the Northrop Bruins. An outstanding offensive performance here from Snider tonight as we still have 10 minutes remaining here in our halftime break. The Mighty Panther Marching Band here on the field, here out at homecoming night, here for the Snider Panthers, here out at Northrop Spooler Stadium. So we are going to step away here once again, and then we'll come back here to take down some analysis and begin our second half of action here live on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I like to stay active. I try to come in here at least 3 times a week and just get my 1-hour workout in. Since September, I think I've put on 22 pounds of muscle. I think my vertical has gone up plus 5 inches. I've gotten a lot faster since then too. I can hit the ball further. In football, I can push people around more. It's basketball easier too. Just being stronger just makes everything easier.
Brandon started with gym rats basketball training. After one of the sessions, he came up to me and he wanted to know if he could do more. So Brandon started the EDGE program in November, in addition to the club training he was doing, because it offers personalized programming for his athletic goals. PSM Performance uses a long-term athletic development pyramid. At such a young age, it's really good for Brandon to set the foundation of athletic development. Since he is in season all year round, he has to be ready for all the physical demands. So he does a lot more strength training, just because in basketball he sprints and cuts a lot. In baseball he's doing a lot of sprinting. In football he does a lot of sprinting and jumping. So preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
I just want to be the best in basketball. So I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me. So I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels. We did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, SummitCitySports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here.
Our football team haven't won a sectional title in 32 years.
There's no team better than us, and we just do our job.
Nobody really want to lose no more.
All you want is greatness. You want me 1, 2, 3?
This is the game that's been on my calendar all year.
We gonna need you. Staying disciplined.
We a whole different Northside team.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com. Sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
We're back here live here at Spooler Stadium here on the campus of Northrop High School. Snider out to a 41-0 lead over the Northrop Bruins. We got about 2 minutes left here on the clock. It's a little party in the USA theme being played here at Snider High School, or Northrop High School, my apologies. We're going to go ahead and take one more short break before we begin our second half of action here live on SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Back live at Spooler Stadium. Shane Albarani and Hunter Sosenheimer with you here tonight. Another beautiful night for football. As, believe it or not, winding down the regular season. Just a few more weeks left as the Snider Panthers look like they are going to keep pace with the Carroll Chargers as they are just a game back of the SAC lead. Right now they are up 41-0 against their rival, the Northrop Bruins, here at the Battle of Spooler Stadium as Northrop will get the ball to start the second half. And it'll be interesting to see if the Snider starts pulling their starters here in this second half. Of course, we will have a running clock when we get things going out here at Spooler Stadium. And Hunter, you had the scores. What was that last check of the Homestead-Carroll game?
Carroll was ahead 21-10 on Homestead there out at Homestead High School.
And Homestead, they're on a 3-game losing streak, which is something they're not used to. So a bit of a rebuild out there at New Haven. So the Carroll Chargers, of course, looking to keep their 1-game lead over the Snider Panthers in the SAC. The Panthers' only loss came to the Chargers in Week 1. The Northrop Bruins, they have not won since Week 2 against the Southside Archers. They're 0-6 this year. They've actually lost 13 games in a row dating back to last season. So the Panthers will kick it away, and Talentus will give it a boot.
Oh, it looks like
Actually,
a
new kicker, yeah.
New one. It's like 94, I think that is. Yeah, 94. Therefore, Snider, so not listed on her roster.
So Carroll and Snider, two of the biggest rosters you're ever going to see, and hard to believe they don't have everyone represented on this thing. That shows you how deep these clubs are.
Oh, I remember when we had Carroll, we had like 2 pages full of rosters.
And here are the Bruins with a nifty little return to start off the second half. The Bruins have only gotten 1 first down here tonight. And it looks like I see some of those big numbers out there for Snider, so it looks like the the first team is going to stay out there at least for this sequence.
Yep. And as you mentioned before the halftime break, Snider out to a 41-0 lead, so they're ahead by 35 points, so we'll have a running clock the rest of the way here out at Spooler Stadium Rivalry Week, as we have our 7th week of action with only 2 weeks remaining after this in the regular season, and then we begin playoff play, and Snider is going to be one to watch out for in Class 5A with their absolute dominant performances that they have been putting on this year.
There's Bates under center, high formation in the backfield, 2 spread wide, top of the screen. Here's going to be a pitch, and it's going to go to Freeman. Oh, ball is on the ground, and it's a fumble. And let's see, they're going to say Snider football, yeah. It's the second turnover of the game for Northrop, and it's Freeman who coughed it up.
Yeah, let's take a look at that one here on our Traction Athletic Performance replay. Freeman has the ball here, and that one is, as he's hit, it comes loose and is recovered there by number 51 for Snider in Isaac Cruz, the junior defensive lineman there for the Panthers on the recovery for that one. So it'll be 1st and 10 here for Snider, and it looks like a new quarterback in for the Panthers. It's like number 19 there
Aaron
for
Vance.
Snider. Yep.
Aaron Vance, sophomore, getting some reps here with the first team.
Saw him a little bit last week in the win against Wayne.
Here's the handoff, and the Bruin, look at that, ragdoll in the ball carrier. And that was DeJour Johnson, 5'8", 150. I'm not sure who that was, the guy in the white jersey who literally frisbeed him about 5 yards back. So no gain on the play. And Vance at the helm here, standing at the 40. Here's the snap. They're going to go back to Johnson. And Johnson busting up the middle, takes a bump, still on his feet. And the little guy, look at this, scrapping his way inside the 10. Wow, he was just pinballing around and somehow managed to stay on his feet.
Let's take a look at that one here on our Traction Athletic Performance replay as Aaron Vance gets the call from the coach. Look at him. He is just squeezing through the lineman and pushing himself forward. What a run there by Johnson, getting a push by the offensive line there to push him all the way down to the 9-yard line there for Snider.
Vance in the shotgun. See if they give it go back to Johnson. And they are. Johnson looking for a hole there, and he's wrapped up, and he gets taken down. Maybe a yard gain on that, and it'll bring up 2nd down and goal. Let's see if they give Vance the green light here to throw the football. Vance number 3 on the depth chart. We've already seen Billingsley in for a series at quarterback earlier in the first quarter. And now here is the snap. They're going to go back to Johnson, and Johnson is taken back one arm down at the 10-yard line. It's like a loss of 1. So it'll be 3rd down as Hinton on the tackle for Northrop. 3rd and goal here in the 3rd quarter. 41-0, Snider. And Vance has yet to throw the ball on this drive. Let's see if they do it here. They've gone to Johnson every time. Northrop showing blitz here. And they may have jumped. Yep, offside. Got a little anxious there for the Bruins. And that'll move them up 5. So that will get Snider, looks like just inside the 5-yard line. So it's 3rd and goal, just inside the 5. Vance awaits the snap as Johnson behind him. And it'll be Vance keeping it himself. Now he's going to throw it to the back of the end zone, and it is intercepted. It is picked off. The Bruins able to get it out of the end zone. And the Bruins are going to start from their own 2. So maybe not the smartest play. They could have taken a knee in the end zone and started at their own 20, but they take it out actually at the 1-yard line. Let's see who was the recipient of that pass for Northrop. But yeah, they could have taken a knee and started at the 20, but they try to return it. And down at the 1.
And it looks like that is number 1 for Northrop. And
that was Williams.
Yep, Williams.
Yep. Jalen Williams. So it's 1st and 10 from their own 1. And Bates will stand in the end zone, or under center in the end zone. He's just going to try and move the pile and maybe get a little breathing room, and he does. Gets it out to maybe the 4-yard line.
So Williams getting the interception there for Northrop. We called his name a bunch, I believe, in that loss to Carroll. Yeah, we called his name a lot, but getting his first credits here tonight on the interception there for Northrop. So they're going to start it here as it's going to be 2nd and 6 here for the Bruins. Ball at the 5-yard line. 4:45 and counting left here to go in our 3rd quarter. It's almost like you never know like how fast the running clock is going to go, but man, you look up at that scoreboard and it just hits you 4 minutes remaining. Wow.
Here's Bates back to throw. He is going to air it out into double coverage, and it is going to be incomplete.
Nice knockaway there by Jason Pierre-Lewis on the knockaway there, and the help coverage from number 6 in Austin Ganaway there for Snider.
All right, so it's a 3rd down for Northrop. And Bates shows that he's got the arm strength to get it down the field, but he threw it into double coverage. Down to 14 seconds on the play clock, and Northrop still in their huddle. Got a late arrival into the game. As the play clock down to 5. Well, they're going to have to hustle. And they're not going to get this off. It's going to be a delay of game call. Or no, they're going to restart it. It hit zeros, now they restart it. And now here is the snap and the handoff. And the Bruins going to get a 1st down here.
Number 7, Freeman, the ball carrier.
So it's Tavion Freeman, who fumbled on the last possession. Gets a Bruin 1st down.
Once again, an outstanding environment out here at Spoolers Stadium, the home of the Northrop Bruins, but Snider, the home squad here tonight. Shout out to Athletic Director Steve Zimbo, an outstanding host here for Snider High School.
Bates under center. Here is the snap, and he's going to keep it himself. Nice little play fake, and Bates is going to get it out into the open, getting the secondary, and he crosses the 35-yard line.
Man, Keon Bates is using his legs here tonight for this Northrop offense. As we take a look at that one here on our replay, fakes the handoff, just gets outside and gets enough there for the first down for Northrop to move the chains. 2:20 left here to go in our third quarter of action. Keon Bates with some outstanding work there from the QB position for Northrop.
So it is 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line for Northrop. Bates under center takes the snap, going to hand it off. And getting about 5 yards on that play.
Once again, tackled by both the Panthers.
And that was number 22, Hinton, on the carry. And it will bring up a 2nd and 4, it looks like. And we are getting up to 1:30 to go here in the third quarter. Again, a running clock here.
Got to mark down the note to bring a light, hit a lamp here next time in the press box, because at Northrop it gets dark in here.
There's Freeman cutting to the outside. He's got a first down. Tossed out of bounds. Of course, the clock will continue to run.
It looks like he lost the football, but lost it out of bounds. So it's a first down here for Northrop, and they are moving the chains as Snider continues to rotate players in the defensive side of the ball here for the Panthers. 41-0 our score, and there we are under 1 minute left here to go in our third quarter of action. Looking ahead at the schedule for next week, Snider will head to Bishop Dwenger, so that one should be an outstanding game. And Northrop, looking ahead, they'll stay here at Spooler as they'll take on the Northside Legends next week. That team is up and moving.
There's Bates, going to throw the ball, pump fake, and he throws it away. Driven to the turf at the 40-yard line, goes incomplete.
Yeah, you know Bates was feeling that pressure coming. Took a little pump fake, but knew he had players behind him, and a nice stop there by number 50 in James Sims, the senior defensive lineman here for Snider.
And this is the first time the Bruins have gotten into Snider territory here tonight. And it looks like this will do it for the third quarter. So after 3 quarters of play here at Spooler Stadium, it's been all Snider. It's 41-0, and we'll take a break.
Sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
We are back live here at Spooler Stadium with Shane Albarani and Hunter Sosenheimer for the final time this year, our final quarter together. Hunter, as I'll be returning back to the Coliseum as Common hockey season is set to start up, which means I will go back onto WoWo Radio for the game broadcast for the Fort Wayne Comets. First broadcast coming up on the 21st of October as we travel down to Indianapolis to take on the Fuel in the home opener on the 22nd against the Cincinnati Cyclones. But we still got to take care of business here tonight as Bates hands off the football and Hinton is gobbled up behind the line of scrimmage. And the Bruins, well, once they get into Snider territory, they take a minus there and going back into their own end.
Yeah, Sims there on the stop once again there for Snider. An outstanding lineman there. 3rd and 13 now here for the Bruins. It's been outstanding working with you, Shane, here all year long as we wrap up our final quarter of the year. And then I'll take over for the play-by-play action in the last 2 weeks of the regular season and continuing on as we will with our coverage into the playoff season.
And if you get 3 close games, I'm going to be upset. Here's a long toss to the far side. It is caught as Schmenk holds it in.
You're going to be in Indy on the radio, and I'm going to be sending you that text. Man, we got an overtime game here. It's going to get to you. We got an overtime game here on the football field.
But I got to say, I'm a little jealous because you're going to do sectionals.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to a Snider Northside rematch.
Yeah, that sectional is going to be tremendous no matter who faces off with Anderson, Dwenger, Snider, and Northside. Should be a tremendous ball game. And speaking of Northside, they're up 28-0 on Southside. They're out at Northside High School, and that one is just now reaching halftime. So we're moving. Time's flying here out at Spooler.
Here's a snap. Bates. Nowhere to go. Look at this. Bates getting loose. Trying to make something out of nothing there. And we have got Bates coming up a little lame there. It looks like he took the knee hard to the turf. So the Bruins get caught just shy of the first down.
Looking at another score around the area out at Concordia High School. Wayne and Concordia knotted up at 14 there as they begin the fourth quarter of play. An outstanding ball game there out at Concordia High School as our main crew with Joe Walburn, Jeff Mahoney, and Jake Smith on the call there for that one. So if this game gets over a little bit early, make sure you tune on over and for a great finish there out at Concordia High School.
All right, Snider taking over on downs here. Here is DeJour Johnson getting a couple. And why do they get to call themselves the A-team? Just saying.
What was that? Sorry.
You just talked about the A-team over at the other game.
Oh,
of, Joe and Jeff.
Well, yeah.
I'm like, well, how do they get to be the A-team?
Well, yeah, I mean, the game of the week crew. We'll give them, the game of the week crew.
Not giving us enough credit, so we get the running clocks.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take the F crew.
Here's Vance cannon it off to Johnson. Look at Johnson busted in to the secondary. Going to the far side. He needs a block. Gets it, but Schmeck able to run him down inside the 10.
What a carry there by Johnson. Taking care of business is the senior here on the second team. As we take a look here at it in a replay, he just gets outside and back in and moves it back outside. He got the block there, but just not enough there on the block for Snider.
Johnson, he's not a very big kid, but you know what? He could be a secret weapon because he has got a gear once he gets free.
Yeah, he is a tremendous back. Listed as a wide receiver on our roster, but I believe he's moved into the running back formation behind Lavelle and Buchanan.
Yeah, they're going to go back to Johnson, trying to bounce it there on the weak side to get to the edge, and he is going to be taken out of bounds with 8 minutes to go here in the fourth. And the Snider Panthers are knocking on the door again, 41-0. All those points scored in the first half tonight. So the second team out there for Snider, looking to get on the scoreboard. Ball is resting on the 5-yard line of Northrop. Vance has Johnson again in the backfield. Lone man back there, and here's the snap. It's going to go up the middle, and Johnson, and kind of giving forward progress. Looks like just to the 4-yard line, or the 3-yard line rather. That'll bring up third down.
Yeah, and Johnson, not your typical down the hill back, but he is shifty and quick, can move inside and out. As you saw there on the run, was trying to take his defender to the other side, but 7 minutes left here to go. It's going to be a third down and a 3 with the ball sitting at the 5-yard line. Under 7 minutes to go here for the Panthers.
Vance takes the snap, going to give it to Johnson, looking for a block. Gets to the end zone, and he scores. 6 points for Johnson. That's 47-0.
Yeah,
Snider.
Looking at that one here on our Traction Athletic Performance replay. As you see, any second, Vance takes the snap, and Johnson just gets behind his blockers and is able to move underneath them to go in for the score. 47-0 Snider.
All right, Panthers on to attempt the extra point. And the unnamed kicker is out there. And ready for the snap. Kick is down. Ball is up. It's good. 48-0 Snider, and we'll take a break.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
All right, final 5 minutes and 48 seconds yet to be taken off the clock here at Spooler Stadium. And the Panthers to kick it away up 48-0. And the kick is going to drop at the 11-yard line, fielded at the 2-yard line by the Bruins. And the special teams unit of Snider swarming the return man, gets close to the 15. And the Bruins will make probably their last attempt to get down into scoring position. They've only crossed the 50 one time here tonight, and they got to the 48 and they lost yardage. So the Snider defense, again, a very impressive night here. Even the second team doing the job.
Yeah, Snider just an absolute dominant ball club. As you mentioned, they are ranked in number 3 in Class 5A with Maryville sitting at 5-1 in the number 2 spot, and Mishawaka at 6-0 in the number 1 spot. They're in the Class 5A rankings, so should be an outstanding run.
Here's Freeman with a bit of a seam up along the far side. He gets a first down. That'll move the chains with 4.5 to go.
We need you to get out those phones. Start text the mom and dad for a ride right away.
Always love that. The PA announcer comes on and says, text your mom and dad for a ride home. I don't want to stay out here all night.
There wasn't texting around. Back in my day, Mom had to wait out in the parking lot, and she did that for many years with me and my sister. So here's Freeman again trying to break free. Gets to the near side now and gets pushed out of bounds, just shy of the 50. Yeah, we used to have to maybe luck out, and WoWo used to carry high school football games, so did WGL. So hopefully, the Northrop game was being carried out here, and you would have to listen to that, or just make a guess, and Mom would have to come out and wait for you.
Man,
that's how we did it back in the 80s, my man.
Yeah, no, the overtime back in the day the parents must have been like ready to go. Let's go.
Here's the handoff, and the ball carrier still on his feet, and I think that was Barksdale Wilson, number 8. Gets about an 8-yard gainer out of that. And the Bruins get the deepest they've been into the Snider territory all night at the 45.
Looking at score around the area, Carroll now up 35-10. On Homestead, so it is looking like Carroll is going to take care of business there out at Homestead High School and improve to 7-0 on the year as they will look ahead to their next matchup. It looks like they'll play Concordia next and then following Concordia there for Carroll. They'll have Wayne. So Carroll has already went through the toughness of their schedule as they have Concordia and Wayne looking to wrap up the Summit Athletic Conference title, as Snider lost a very, very close game there to Carroll in week number 2, 28-21. So that one might have bit the SAC title into Carroll's favor.
It was pretty much decided in week 1.
Yeah. You can't say much, though.
Yeah.
There's always upsets that can happen. We've seen them.
And here's Bates on an end around here. And nice run. Gets tripped up at the 25-yard line. And under 2 minutes to go here for Northrop. They can stop the clock here. They do have 3 timeouts.
Well, let's see if Northrop tries to get on the board here.
Yeah, trying to spoil the shutouts.
Hey, you said that earlier. Let's see if they can take it.
I did. I've done that one time in my Comets career, and I have never lived it down. Bates will take the snap, going to hand it off, and nowhere to go was Barksdale Wilson. So it takes us down to 1:20 to go.
So Snider and Dwenger will take on each other next week. That one is looking to be what is going to be, I think, our game of the week, as Dwenger and Lewers are battling out right now out at Lewers Field. Let's see if I can get a score update. It is Lewers up 12-10 on Bishop. Dwenger there in the third quarter out at Bishop Lewers High School. So things priming around the area. You can go ahead and check that one out on the BDHS Media YouTube channel, as well as the Carroll and Homestead game. That one's going to be live on YouTube on the Homestead High School media production. Still some games going on around the area as we wrap this one up. 30 seconds left to go here in this one.
Looks like the last play of the game here. Now let's see if the Bruins making a bid for the end zone here. It's a 3rd and 13 from the 29. And the Bruins break the huddle and come to the line. 10 seconds on the play clock. And here is the snap. Bates looking, has a man. It is caught at the 20, and that's going to be your ball game. So the Snider Panthers stay perfect on the season with an impressive win here on Spooler Stadium turf. 48-0 is your final score. And Hunter and Brandon, our cameraman, it has been real, fellas. I appreciate the invite from Jeff Mahoney and Summit City Sports to bring me out here and trying to get me into game shape for hockey season, which is going to start on the 21st of October. So thanks again, Hunter and Brandon.
Been outstanding working with you here, Shane Albarani. Best of luck in your career there with the Fort Wayne Comets. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Our final, Snider defeats Northrop 48-0 to improve to 6-1 on the year. Well, what an outstanding ball game you saw here tonight. An outstanding performance there by the Snider Panthers as they win this one over Northrop 48-0 to improve to 6-1 on the year. Well, we thank you once again for joining us for our last time with Shane Albarani. It's been an outstanding pleasure working alongside Shane, and we'll jump back on the call next week. But until then, we got some high school soccer coverage taking place as sectionals will start up. I'll be live at the boys 3A sectional there out at DeKalb High School, and then we will have the Northrop girls 3A sectional coverage here from Spooler Stadium here on the campus of Northrop High School. We'll end the game here. You saw tonight Snider with a dominant performance, winning this one 48-0. For Shane Albarani, my cameraman, Brandon Porter, this is Hunter Sosenheimer. You have been watching Indiana High School football here live on SummitCitySports.com.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I like to stay active. I try to come in here at least 3 times a week and just get my 1-hour workout in. Since September, I think I've put on 22 pounds of muscle. I think my vertical has gone up plus 5 inches. I've gotten a lot faster since then too. I can hit the ball further. In football, I can push people around more. It's basketball easier too. Just being stronger just makes everything easier.
Brandon started with Jim Rat's basketball training. After one of the sessions, he came up to me and he wanted to know if he could do more. So Brandon started the Edge program in November, in addition to the club training he was doing, because it offers personalized programming for his athletic goals. PSN Performance uses a long-term athletic development pyramid. At such a young age, it's really good for Brandon to set the foundation of athletic development. Since he is in season all year round, he has to be ready for all the physical demands. So he does a lot more strength training, just because in basketball he sprints and cuts a lot. In baseball he's doing a lot of sprinting. In football he does a lot of sprinting and jumping. So preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
I just want to be the best in basketball. So I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me. So I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels. We did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
Has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, SummitCitySports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, From business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here!
Our football team haven't won a sectional title in 32 years.
There's no team better than us if we just do our job.
You know, nobody really want to lose no more.
All you want is greatness. You want me 1, 2, 3?
This is the game that's been on my calendar all year.
We gonna need you. Staying disciplined.
We a whole different Northside team.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.